Now, many of you should not be doing NoFap. You see, you start and then you fail, and then you start and then you fail. What is the real point? Now, I say this because I have been through it in the past 12 years where I just started NoFap and then I failed it. I started and I failed it. And if you really sum up the benefits that I experienced from NoFap, it is really rather negligible until I make a commitment to really go for long streaks where I am pure, and that will make the difference. Now, why I say this is because there are three dark sides to NoFap that will happen only when you're able to go the distance. And that means for a lot of you guys out there that struggle, like say things like, oh my gosh, I find it so hard to go more than 3 days. I find it so hard to go more than 7 days. When I imagine this same man having to go through these three dark sides of NoFap, in my mind, honestly, I think this is so much more difficult than going through the initial 7 days that, in my mind, you might as well not try. Now, I say this not to discourage you, but to warn you that this NoFap journey is indeed a very tough one. Now, the reward is also very, very, very humongous, but I'll be honest, only the really determined, only the really humble, and only the really vigilant can make it to the end. Now, these three reasons are probably, in fact, the reasons why you will never succeed in NoFap until you make sense of these reasons and you make sense of why you are even doing NoFap. The third reason in particular really broke me in many different instances, and you will want to hear it. Just a very quick introduction. I'm Dom. I've been doing NoFap for like the past 12 years, and that means that I've found out many ways to fail at NoFap until I finally succeeded. Now, what do I mean by succeeded? Right now, I'm currently on day 250 something of NoFap hard mode and going strong, meaning that I did not fap during this period and I have not had any sexual relations. Now, the first dark side that you will have to encounter is that NoFap, once you have gone through it for a certain number of days, perhaps the first 2 or 3 months, it will start to surface your emotional trauma. Now, I used to medicate my problems by fapping. And that means that in the past, after a tired day at school, perhaps having some social conflict or feeling stressed, I would rub one out. See, whenever things got tough, I would medicate with fapping. And what I realized is that I've never really felt a compulsion to fap whenever I felt happy and successful. That means underneath all this fapping, you have covered up a lot of negative emotions. What does this mean for you? That means if you have never gone long streaks on NoFap, whenever you feel certain emotions that you hate, for example, and you cover it up by fapping, this orgasm covers up the bad emotions, be it stress, be it rejection, be it pain, or whatever it is, and you think that the emotion is gone. News flash, don't be surprised if suddenly you feel a lot of strong emotions coming out when you're staying pure on your journey. And I'll be honest, you have to deal with these emotions because they really are never gone. You have to ascribe meaning. What does this rejection mean? What does this pain really mean? Who am I as a man? See, I've experienced so many emotions that surfaced from nowhere while I was staying pure. Many emotions and doubts will come up, and you have to resolve to not medicate with fapping because in your younger self, the very action that you did was fapping. If you cannot do this, you will certainly fail. Be prepared. Dark side number 2, NoFap will bring about withdrawal symptoms. Now, this also hurts, especially if you are doing NoFap cleanly. That means you are not just not touching your dick, you are also guarding your eyes and not viewing dirty websites. No dirty social media, nothing. And what we call this is the flat line, where you start to feel unmotivated, you feel zero action down there, you might feel depressed, like your motivation is totally sapped. I personally believe that right now I'm about to end my almost 30 over days of flatline. And as I'm going through this, I really wondered to myself how many guys can go through this. Because it's like you have all the reasons to want to quit, all the reasons to want to give up, unless you truly believe and know why you are doing this. So you will face withdrawal symptoms, and you have to go back to a place where you write down, why am I doing NoFap? And for myself, I've tested it so many times. Relapsing has never given me the life that I wanted. And that is why, even though this journey can be so painful for me, I am holding on and I am pressing on. Now, if you want to just try NoFap, then I really sincerely hope that for you, for some reason, you will not go through the flat line. You will not go through a lot of the dark sides that I'm mentioning in this video, which some select lucky guys somehow don't go through. But if you're one of the average guys that do go through all this, you really have to be prepared to endure. Because feeling this 1% of lust will slowly grow into 10% and then finally a relapse. So if you have actually given NoFap a serious shot, you will understand how a temptation on day 120 can really bring you back to zero. It is that difficult. Now, the final dark side of NoFap is that NoFap will trick you into relapsing even after your flat line. To me, this is one of the most messed up way to relapse and to restart your NoFap journey. You see, I don't know who came up with the 90 days number, the 90-day challenge, thinking that your brain will fully recover after 90 days. Because the very framing of the challenge makes it sound and feel like you have achieved the goal of not fapping once you have reached 90 days. Then the question always is, then now what? Right? And many of you out there do not understand that the victory is in the purity. Whether you are pure for 10 days or you're pure for 500 days, it is in being pure that returns you your power as a man, instead of being a simp that is getting scammed upside down by women on OnlyFans, by women on Instagram, by women in your social circle. Now, the second part of this devious dark side is that when you actually exit the flat line, just imagine this with me. After 1 month of not feeling any libido, you've finally woken up feeling like a real man, right? Your stick is standing at full attention in the morning, and you finally feel the drive to win it and kill it in life. You feel confident, you feel unstoppable, you think to yourself, finally, NoFap is real. I'm feeling all the superpowers. You feel the drive to win it and kill it in life. You think that you can take on the world. Wow, the energy is radiating. I feel like I can do anything, right? But as the days go by, you forget. You forget the dark valley, the 3 dark sides that you had to traverse in order to reach this place of sunshine. So one day you feel the temptation. Maybe you at first are out on the street and then you allow your eyes to wander a bit and then you feel stimulated. but maybe you have no release, what happens? That self of yours at this stage, day 200, day 300, day 3000, you say to yourself, I can handle it. I've gone so many days being pure, I can resist that little bit. And then, of course, you proceed to screw it up. I say this because I have had so many experiences where I reached day 120, 130, where I just allowed my eyes to wander. And let me tell you, relapse never felt good, man. I know you hear a lot of people on like the NoFap forum saying how, oh, just relapse, but come on, we can do it. You know how much a relapse really costs you? If I calculate the number of hours that is lost because I had to go through a flat line, if my productivity is slashed in half because I'm on the flat line, that's hundreds of hours that's wasted in a month because now I have to redo this whole process. So what I'm saying is count the cost. If you want to do NoFap, do it all the way and you will get to the other side really becoming a changed man. But if you are not prepared to go through all this tough stuff, then perhaps NoFap isn't for you. Because in the struggling and in the trying, fine, you might change your mind along the way. But how I wish I could go back to my young self and just slap him once and for all and say, you just need to do it once right. The moment you started, just make it right, absolute purity, and then you can go on to conquer other things in your life rather than constantly saying and typing, oh my god, I relapsed again. Just need to do it once right. And I believe that you can, I believe that everyone can, but the mindset and the preparation and the vigilance needs to be there. I believe that all of you watching this video can do it. Now, if you want to apply the secrets to succeeding in NoFap once and for all, which I applied on this current streak of mine, if you're tired of an unproductive life, if you're tired of being lied to by people telling you that your life can change in a matter of days, visit my Patreon page in the description box. Support me at the Unapologetic Warrior tier and above and get the life-changing book that I am writing and apply the formula that is inside in order to start winning in life right now.